Having a leg drag in a crawl. Hi, Naomi. This is for you. Now, I'm going to agree with the call of an x ray. She's older, it's progressing. She's not progressing. The inconsistencies of the leg are progressing. Ultrasound is one thing when they're younger. They really write off any kind of like unless it's a really obviously subluxation or a hip dysplasia, and it's an ultrasound, it's not an x-ray. I get it, it's going to be up to you and your doctor to pull an x-ray, but I don't like the fact that she's dragging the leg. A one-legged crawl is when they're up and they can kind of have the wobble, and they'll do this more like for their vision to get up. She's literally dragging that leg behind her, and I don't like that. And therefore, she's not going to have a leg to stand on when you're looking for standing, because she doesn't have a leg to crawl with. It's not kicking in. It suggests, a connective tissue issue possibility. Again, I'm not a doctor. I'm looking at the structure of movement. And so she can't come to sitting through her back. Bet you $5 she's rolling to sitting and pushing up into, rolling on her belly and pushing up into sitting. And that's different than coming to sitting from her back. She just can't, because she's just not have the structure of the pelvis. And two, even her lying position with the arm back like that. Hi, Naomi. You can watch this whole thing. It'll be done in a second. So it's not added to your list. I would really get the x-ray as soon as possible, and or as well while you're getting the x-ray, or if you can, the pediatrician should be able to order it if they're on your side. And again, on your side, because they don't start looking at developmental issues till 9 months of age. So again, someone did take it seriously. They looked at an ultrasound, but now you've got a leg drag, and I would also have an appointment with the orthopedist to be looking at that again, because you're looking at the structure of the crawl, not that your child cognitively can't crawl. Your child, you know what I mean, as far as development goes, I'm not worried about it being typical. The way she's playing with toys, checking in with you and going back again, those are all, she's socially on track, and she's but she's not on track with the development part. But the development is her body knows to crawl, but the leg is just lagging behind like that, and it is a full-on drag. So I would take it again. What possibly did the hip come out of play? Again, worst case scenario. I'm not trying to make you worry. Do we have hip dysplasia? Do we have subluxation? Do we, what's going on? Is it connective tissue, nerves, whatever that need to be worked on? But this isn't a development issue. This is a structure issue. And so, like, again, development is where she is now. She's going to be delayed because she doesn't have the leg involved with her development. So she can only roll to one side. Again, coming up to sitting, if she can come up to sitting through her back, which again, I doubt, she's coming up to sitting only from the one side. She can't do it through the left. So she's already favoring, you know what I mean? And that's not development. Development is supposed to be neutral and to be done from all sides. And so that's where you have to still work on the development issues that she's having, because even her vision with that leg there, it's going to be harder versus a way that she can turn around and go on the other way because the right is intact. But that's where I would be going on, and I want to see a picture of the hip x-rays. Don't go off the reports. You want to see a picture of the hip x-rays so you understand where she is for the structure of movement. It could be coxavalga. These are all names that I'm throwing out, but personally having issues with my hips, and it wasn't caught in my life, I know what you're going through. So please, that's the rate of thing. You need to know this, why structurally she can't crawl, not cognitively. And so this is where she's going to fall through the cracks, because you bring her into the pediatrician and she's like, da, 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 da. And they're like, there's nothing wrong with her. Yeah, but with the leg, it's not attached. You know what I mean? We got a problem. And so, and they don't know how to evaluate movement that way. They're just not taught it in school. And that's where, again, orthopedist, hip x-rays. But again, don't hear your orthopedist is like 2 months out. I want a stat order. Because again, she should be going into standing within the next month, and again, she doesn't have a leg to stand on because she doesn't have a leg to crawl with, and that's just gonna that deviation is just gonna continue, because I believe it's structurally. So your pediatrician should be able to pull the X-ray and at the same time stat order with orthopedist and go from there. But lots of times they read the x-rays and say, oh, there's nothing wrong with it. The report, someone has to read those films. I want to see a picture of the films too, because I'll look at it for structure, for her development, for movement, but you still have to work with your doctors. Thanks.